AI can help you do serious market research in under 20 minutes using just 3 tools. And when I say serious, I don't mean ideas or opinions. I mean decision-ready insights that you can actually act on. In this video, I'll walk you through the exact workflow, step by step, using a real example from the Indian makeup industry. Most founders still do market research the slow way. They start with Google, then they open dozens of tabs, blogs, reports, Reddit threads, YouTube videos. Weeks later, they've read a lot, but they're still unsure what to do. What we're going to use instead is an AI speed layer. The heavy lifting is automated, and you spend your time where it actually matters, on decisions. Every good workflow has clear role allocation. One tool explores the market, one tool synthesizes information, and one tool helps us decide what to do next. In this workflow, Perplexity acts as the scout, NotebookLM acts as the brain, and ChatGPT acts as the strategist. I start with Perplexity. Think of this as sending a scout into unfamiliar territory with very clear instructions. The goal here is not depth. The goal is broad, fast exploration, market size, key players, pricing patterns and trends. I'm intentionally keeping the prompt simple. This is not about prompt engineering. It's about momentum. I have just written some basic prompt to get the idea going. I copy this prompt to Perplexity. You can see how the Perplexity is researching the market and coming up with a plan. It has gone to so many websites in a matter of minutes, which would otherwise take days to synthesize and collect. Now all this information is compiled in one single place. In just a few minutes, Perplexity scans market reports, blogs, industry data, and both B2C and D2C insights. This would normally take days to collect manually. I call this the scout phase, fast, broad, and information-dense. Now we move from information to synthesis. Up to this point, we've been collecting signals. Here, we start connecting them. I create a new workbook in NotebookLM and upload the output from Perplexity into the Resources section. Next, I add a few relevant competitor websites from the Indian makeup space as additional sources. I also ask NotebookLM to suggest more resources that could help uncover hidden gaps in this industry. Once those come in, I selectively choose the most relevant ones. At this point, NotebookLM has consumed reports, websites, and market commentary and synthesized everything together. Now I ask a simple question. Analyze the hidden gaps where current DTC brands are failing. What you're seeing here is weeks of cross-referencing and pattern matching compressed into minutes and delivered in whatever format helps you think most clearly. NotebookLM services patterns across all these sources. For example, gaps around chemical-free products for kids, trust issues in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, and mismatches between ingredient claims and pricing. These are not guesses. These are patterns supported by multiple inputs. Now comes the most important step. This is where most founders lose money. They see a gap and immediately start building. I use ChatGPT here not for ideas, but for risk reduction. Its job is to design low-cost experiments that help validate demand before anything is built. I use a very basic prompt to ask ChatGPT to design experiments that can test this hypothesis, collect meaningful data, and help validate demand. ChatGPT responds by outlining what to test, how to test it, and what signals to look for. All of this can be done free of cost in under 20 minutes. And what you walk away with is not an opinion, but a data-backed hypothesis on exactly what you should do next. Using mostly free tools, we now have a market scan, clear gaps, and validation experiments ready to run. This is no longer just research. This is decision-ready intelligence. Don't just watch this. Pick one industry today and deploy this workflow yourself. This should be your default starting point. And if you want more practical, no-nonsense workflows like this, subscribe to the channel.